Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Eye on Oshkosh. I'm your host Cheryl Hentz and my co-host Sarah McAninch.
McAninch.
There we
Close
go.
enough. We're good.
It always, I almost said McDonald, but
I would have taken it.
but you're not part of that regime and that family. Anyway, we're very pleased tonight to welcome back to the show. She's been on a few times in the past, Sandy Toland, and she is with the Oshkosh Public Library. She is the community engagement librarian over there. So welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. It's so good to see you both again.
Yes.
How is your day going?
It's going as well as can be expected. How about for you?
It's a lovely Thursday night, and I'm not bartending tonight, so I got the night off to be here. So
where
that
would
makes
you
me
bartend?
happy.
I forget. Where have you
Bob's Trail's End, right after Waterfest.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was
Okay.
thinking tonight. Yeah.
That's how you two know each other then. Or
there we go.
Kind of.
There we go.
It's a tavern association. Well, anyway, thanks so much for being here. It has been a little bit of time since you've been here, and I think somebody else has been here in between your visits. So, but we're always happy to chat with folks from the library. So, I guess before we jump into the thick of things, why don't you tell us a little bit about, your role as a community engagement librarian? What does your day look like?
Well, I started at the Oshkosh Library 10 years ago, and I was hired to be the volunteer coordinator. And then that transitioned into being the adult programmer. And then in the world of libraries, there was a talk about 4 or 5 years ago that a library is more than just the building. It's also the community around it. It's a mindset of people who want to learn with each other, who are curious, creative, and who want to find connection. So I got the job as community engagement librarian about 4 months after the lockdown of COVID happened. So it was a lovely, weird blessing.
Welcome to your new position.
Right. As a community engagement person, it was hard to engage in a communal sense at that time. But it gave me time to reflect on what I know about Oshkosh, what I know about librarianship, and the idea that when you bring people together, ideas are created, and that energy can create things.
Yeah, and we're going to talk more about that community foundation that the library does create if it's given the opportunity to, and I think you guys have done a wonderful job of that. So what does your day look like now? What do you do during the day?
I am in charge of the home delivery program. We have about 93 people on our list. And you don't need to have any doctor's note or anything to get on the home delivery list. It's like ordering from the milkman of years ago.
Yeah.
You can say that I want 8 books, I like a little bit of mystery, I like a little bit of romance, give me a nonfiction, and then we'll curate a collection of books for you.
Nice.
It can also be, I only want to read all of Danielle Steele. And so every 3 months, send me Danielle Steele. So that takes up a large part of my week, if we think about my week. Then I also take the library out to the community. I go to the community pantry. Oftentimes, I would think if you were a mother of 3 or 4 kids and you had to go to the pantry, you probably work a later job. You have a lot of things juggling. And in your day, when you're trying to define where your time goes, stopping at the library might not be high on that list.
Yeah.
So let's make it a little bit easier for you. So when I go to the community pantry, I bring my computer with me. I bring software that can check books out for you, can get cards for you, can sign up for, we have rooms available now where you can set up for a study room. I can get that for you. A lot of people come to the library because they just don't know how to get that one thing off their phone. I can do that for them while they're sitting at the community pantry. Summer reading is happening right now, and instead of just sitting and reading a book, you can listen to a book. So perhaps with a parent and 2 or 3 kids, we can put Hoopla on their device. Find ways to make that connection for the library when you're not somebody who grew up being a library user.
Sure. I want to ask one quick question.
Please.
It's going to show me I think it's going to age me, and that's okay.
Are you going to say bookmobile?
Well, no, but I could. I could. I could. I remember Jean traveling
You know,
around the
Juice
city.
is going to show up now that you've mentioned it
Yeah,
3 times.
that's great. No, you mentioned hoopla.
Yes, ma'am.
And, you know, we have a lot of senior citizens who watch this program.
Yes.
You know, on Life TV, Channel 2, that's the only means they know how to reach us. So another reason why this should not be shut down.
Agreed.
But in any event, what is hoopla for people who don't know?
Hoopla is one of the e-platforms, which means an electronic platform that allows people to download either a stream of somebody reading the book or actually reading the book themselves.
Okay.
It is a proprietary database that the library pays for our community to have access to.
Okay.
It's a way to get books on a Sunday when we're closed. It's a way to bring books on your vacation when you don't want to pack a whole bunch in your bag. It's a way to, on a long road trip, keep your kids quiet in the back. You can put on, Hoopla has a whole child setting, so you can get Hoopla with your library card. It's free to you. You get 5 checkouts a month. So if you're going to Chicago, you can put the kids in the back, give them the iPad, and they know that anything they click on there is going to be child appropriate. So you don't have to listen to, will you start that movie again for the 800th time? They can do it.
All right. Excellent. Go ahead, Sarah.
Well, we're talking so much about books and
Yes.
online books, but it seems like there's even more than just books and reading materials that can be obtained from the library. Can you talk just a little bit of the other things that are also available?
Fantastic. In my, I'm going to say my 20-year career now as a librarian, the idea of a library really has changed. It's no longer that place where you have to go to do your homework. And there's also a much broader discussion of what literacy means. Literacy can mean musical literacy. That's why we
okay.
rent or we lend ukuleles.
Oh,
Also, on a community engagement side, when I was looking at what was happening in the community, we have 2 or 3 ukulele clubs that happen in Oshkosh. And maybe you're sitting at home and you're also noticing that and you think, God, I would love to try that, but I don't want to put down $90 to find out in 3 weeks that I am a better flute player. So we have ukuleles that you can try. If Yo-Yo Ma never had the opportunity to find out what a cello does, we would not have Yo-Yo Ma. So I
Yes.
think the new ideas of libraries, besides opening up all of those storybooks that we have, it's opening up hobbies, lifelong learning. And lifelong learning should be enjoyable as well as academic. So learning a new instrument, that's a long way to say that that's another way to get there.
Sure.
We have thermal heat sensors, so you don't need it right now, but come November when the first chill comes in, these thermal sensors, you can put them around your windows and you can see where the drafts are coming in. What a wonderful way to help your bottom line with electricity. And that's free. And it's one of those things that would be lovely to have, but you don't want to buy it. Mm-hmm. You can borrow it and we lend those things.
wow. That's one I had never heard of before.
And then again during COVID, and it's just continued, which is lovely, we have a puzzle and board game library that we can lend. Board games are popping up all over now because
Yes.
people want to have those physical experiences again. And I'm sure if you've looked at that at Adventure Games, well deservingly, those games are $30 to $45. And again, you might play it once. But to now have a community collection
Yes.
lets it be available for everybody. It declutters your house, and it also keeps a little bit of money in your pocket.
Sure.
So those are some of the other things. When we focus on, it's the library of things, if you're looking at it on our catalog. We think of things that can bring people together. We have lawn games right now. You can get bocce. You can get giant dominoes. I think that we have a croquet set that you can borrow from the library. We think of things that might be cost saving, like that thermal weather detector. And then we think of things that you might want to just explore. We have a candle making kit. We have a paper making kit. We have a jewelry making kit.
Wow.
Again, it's those little things that maybe you decide you want to have a cottage industry, but you don't have that $100 startup to get all of the wire, this is a wrench, or the bead table. So we have those things to help you get to that next step.
Well, and what a great thing that is, because, you know, that's great for parents or grandparents as well, instead of, I want to play on your phone, and so you hand them your very expensive hundreds of dollars phone.
Yes.
And they mess things up.
Yes.
That invariably happens because they don't understand everything that they're doing. So they mess up things that you may already have on there. And kids don't always have to be on a phone or an iPad.
No.
They're great. I'm not saying they shouldn't use them.
Right.
But we all grew up without them.
Right.
And we turned out pretty doggone good, I think. And so those are things that parents or grandparents or babysitters even could borrow from the library to help entertain their kids. or grandkids.
100%.
So
I was just wondering, how long are they allowed to take them out for? How many weeks? This kind of stuff. Or is it
Depending
different?
on what it is, we have experience passes. Experience passes get you into places. Like we have one for the Public Museum. We have one for the Book Garden. Is that in Sheboygan, I think it is?
I'm not sure.
The Book Story Garden. Those are like 3 days, 2 or 3 days. And again, that is releasing the problem, the obstacle of access to be able to experience something like that. Maybe you have family coming into town and you want something to do. Maybe it's your weekend with your kids and you want to go do something, but you can't take them to the museum with the funds that you have. So that's another way that we are trying to bridge those gaps so everybody can still wonder and explore and make those memories.
Sure.
Another thing that we're doing this summer is we're co-hosting the Power of Fun book discussion. And what you were talking about earlier, Cheryl, about you can't always be on your phone. One of the big points of that book is that while we all love to scroll, it becomes mindless after a while. And you think about, what did I do this week? And you haven't really embedded a memory of something novel that you've done.
Right.
And that's the element that Catherine Price talks about, where fun happens. So think about your scenario, having your grandkids with you. Are they going to remember breaking your phone or making a huge mess in your house because you made paper, but it was hysterical and they got to bring that paper home?
Right, yeah.
So we help you bridge that experiential learning and those memories, and also bringing people together.
Right, and getting a library card so that you can do all these things. It's easy, it's fast, and it's free.
You can even do it online, and then you can just walk in and pick it up. So
That's pretty cool.
and you can do that when we're closed at 2 in the morning when you're thinking, oh, I should be doing something and I'm not sleeping.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I'll get myself a card.
You also have video games, right?
Oh boy, do we.
And videos.
We do.
So those are some other things that you guys rent out to people.
One of the nice
long as they
things
have a library
about
card.
libraries that I learned when I was going to school was that technology never really fades away. We just kind of keep adding on.
Yeah.
So we have a turntable that you can lend from the library. Come and listen to records. That's fantastic. We will be getting pretty soon a DVD player that you can check out. We have at the library, so you have to use them there, but they're Odyssey game tabletops. So you can feel like you're at the Pizza Hut playing Miss Pac-Man, and there's about 37 games in there. Spend a day with your niece, nephew, or your roommate and come down and just play some games in the air conditioning, and you're still enjoying their company, but you're getting out of your house and you're seeing other people in the community.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a gorgeous building.
Right.
It is.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's just aesthetically, you
Thank
feel,
you,
yeah.
Alberta Kimball.
Thank you for Alberta Kimball. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
her very good friend and confidant, Ted Leahy. Leahy, wasn't that his last name?
Yes,
Leahy?
yes.
Yeah. I mean, those two, what they've done for this community, and always anonymously. You know, Alberta Kimball really, she wanted really no recognition. I mean, just like with the library, she didn't want people to know that she had
No.
given
So
hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
when you walk through, you find out the lions are Sawyer and Harris, which are historical men.
Yeah.
There are busts of historical men everywhere in that building. So I thank you even more to mention Alberta Kimball, because that's really the touchstone of the entire community organization that we have.
Yeah, nobody knew at the time that the library was being built or added onto, I should say, and renovated. But people guessed, you know, they're like, who in this community has that kind of money to do that? And of course, her name would always come up, always. And then after she passed on, it just became public knowledge, I think, that she did that. But you know, she wanted no fanfare over what she did in this community and for this community. We just kind of know now what she's done.
Are there any books about her through Oshkosh?
Oh, sure. There's tons of books, and also I don't know if you're familiar with the local history section. You can
Well, there
go
we
up to
go.
the second
Perfect
floor.
segue.
I did
and
that for
there's-
genealogy.
There you
yes.
go. Yeah.
I'll go up there too. That because I don't think I know nearly enough about her. And you just mentioned it to me. Goes, gosh, you know, a strong, amazing woman in a time when strong, amazing women maybe weren't as
Yeah.
showcased. Like we need to remember her.
Amen,
so this was
sister.
a great conversation
Yes.
Yeah,
for me
absolutely.
personally.
Well, and not just that, but the tremendous company that she built. I mean, well, she built it with her husband, Miles, but you know, the Miles Kimball Corporation was just a namesake in this community and a successful business for all those years. And then the name changed; they were bought out, and now it's Silver Star Brands, I think. But I think that's the name of it now. But you know, again, without Miles and Alberta Kimball, we would not have that Silver Star brand that we have today. So,
And unfortunately, I don't think her story is all that unique. Women's stories have been hidden for
Yeah.
years and years and years.
Well, Hidden Figures.
There you go. Yeah.
How long did it take for that to have a movie made out of it, right? You
Yeah.
know, so.
well,
yeah.
I don't know what the movie you're talking about.
About
It
the
was
movie.
hidden, Cheryl. You can't see it.
It was-
That's
it was
probably
all-
why I know nothing
It was all
about
the
it.
calculators, the human calculators, right? That were
And it's called Hidden
Hidden Figures.
Figures.
Great
Okay.
movie. Yes.
It is a wonderful movie. We have it at the library. You can
Ah,
Oh,
would
wow.
you like to get it? You can. Could I just ask a follow-up on?
Please.
We were talking about how easy it is to get a card. My question, and just because I'm wondering, for those that are truly homebound and want to do this, could they get the card and get put on that sign-up list without physically going to the library? Because you said they could just walk in and
How
get.
wonderful to ask. Absolutely.
Okay.
When people sign up for home delivery, and you can do it right on our website if you have a phone or anything digital at your house, you can go to services on our webpage, oshkoshpubliclibrary.org, and you'll see home delivery right there. And what that will do is kind of give us that you want to be on home delivery. Then we can check out if you have a card, and then it sometimes gives us kind of an idea of what types of stories you would like. But I do a in-person intake interview with people who are on home delivery. So if they don't have a card at that time, I can make one right there. And then a lot of people, and myself included, if somebody says, what kind of books do you read, or what do you like? It's always the thing that you cannot think of
Right.
in your head.
Yeah.
So besides saying that I want biographies and I like Danielle Steele, I'll ask questions like, what TV shows do you watch?
Okay.
Are you drawn more to police dramas? Do you
Columbo.
like romance?
I know.
There you go. See, then I would say maybe a little Carl Hyacin, because he is a fun guy that writes mysteries. So it's more of a how do you like your story?
Yeah.
And then we go from there.
I want to touch on one thing. You mentioned about, you know, going on the computer and doing some of these things. One of the things that we have found out is that there are, or is a segment of population in this community that, you know, they're elderly, they don't have a computer or an iPad or, you know, whatever it is in the other world. I'm an Apple person, so, but you know, so I think of an iPad, I think of an iPhone, I think of, you know, a computer. If these elderly folks, you know, since they don't have computers or some of these other pieces of technology, And that's another reason why Channel 2, Life TV, is so important. I
Completely
got to keep
agree.
getting these digs in here when I can. And you gave me the perfect door to walk through on that.
That's
So
true.
if they
That's true.
don't have a computer, if they don't have technology at their readiness, what else can they do to get signed up for a library card, to get signed up on home delivery?
Wonderful question. Let me preface this with I go to Evergreen the last Monday of the month, and I'm in their library for 2 hours. I go to all the Simianas
Okay.
every month on Tuesdays. So Simiana 1 is the first Tuesday, Simiana 2 is the second Tuesday. I go to Carmel, and I am known by the activity coordinators at the other places. I also go to Bella Vista.
Okay.
So if you lived in a facility and you said, I want to get this, and you talked to somebody there, they would know how to connect with me.
Sure.
If you don't, then you can call 920-526-5206.
And
Unless it's, and that's my phone number at the library. I'm now thinking if it's 523. I think it's 526-5206.
well, in any event, somehow they're going to get someone at the library, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
and so they call, and do they talk to you? Do they talk to someone else?
They will, the person at the, if they call that number, they'll be calling my
Direct line.
direct line.
Yep.
They can just call the main library number, which is 526-5200, I believe. I should stop giving out numbers without
That
double
sounds
checking.
right.
Hey, there you go.
No, that sounds right to me.
Whoever
Sandy.
answers that number, ask them the number for the library, and they will direct them to me.
Okay. And you can help them get signed up, get a card, get on the home delivery list. So people, if you don't have access to technology, you know, there are ways to work around technology.
I go to the senior center every Monday for Connect Through Tech, actually. So I am helping a lot of the seniors who are trying to update their skills, and it's becoming more and more important to do that.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to get to the library, call the senior center and they can connect you with me as well.
Okay.
Great.
You guys sent over a bunch of pictures, and I'd like to take a look at them now. And if you could just explain to us what it is that we're seeing
Sure.
in each picture. They're lined up alphabetically, so I don't know if they're not going to be lined up
That's just a
categorically.
lovely family that is sitting in the children's room. The children's room has bright colors in it and a lot of little quiet nooks where a parent or a caregiver and a little one can get together and have that beautiful, joyful moment of sharing a story together.
And what are all the pieces of paper above?
Those are 100 books before kindergarten.
What does that mean? They've read 100 books before kindergarten? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be pretty ambitious kids.
It's being read too as well.
Right, right.
But it's the importance of the more vocabulary words your child hears before they get into school, there's a direct ROI on their education going forward. And that's where Dolly Parton's Imagination Library came
Yeah.
from. And from that came 1,000 books before kindergarten.
Okay.
Was the wrong number. It's 1,000, not 100. I'm not good with numbers. I'm a
That's
reader.
all right. It's 100. Okay. Who's this lovely child?
This is a lovely child who is using our new baskets for kiddos. Again, we heard from our community, a great community library reflects a great community. So the more you tell us what would make it easier for you to use us, the better we can be the library that you want to come to. So we have these new baskets for little kids to go down, and they can just go through the aisles and completely judge a book by its cover and then put it in their basket for easy checkout. I also want to point out, it looks like it says park your story, but it's spark your story.
Okay.
We are on a year-long campaign that Stories Are Us. Stories connect people, myth, religion through all communities. That's how we communicate and get closer together, and that's what the library is. So our brand this year and our messaging this year is to spark your story.
Okay. All right. Well, here we have a bunch of nice looking ladies.
So
What are they doing?
again, a lot of people I think might have the idea that library programming is I'm going to hear about the 7 people that died at this war that happened this one time before I was born. But actually, we have a lot of dynamic programming, and the programming is even more dynamic by lovely people like Sweet Jules coming into the library and for free teaching cake baking tips. This is a remarkable example of a community-led program. It gets the Sweet Jules out. It's a local expert who's coming in. And how many people have watched the Food Channel and thought, how do they make those roses?
Yeah.
And do you have money to go to a workshop or go to culinary school and learn that? But you can come for an hour, and now all of these people who might have come in as strangers are leaving as friends, because look at those lovely cakes.
And I actually, it's hard to tell. Wait, can we go back? It's hard to tell from this distance
Yes.
who they are, but I vaguely recognize a couple of them in there. So that's good to know. So they
demographic,
what?
too.
And let's say
when
that this
is this
free.
offered?
Let's remember that this was completely free.
It's free.
So
And
all
when
you
is
had
this
to
done?
do was show your interest. The library incurred the expense for everything. So again, when
That's
people
wonderful.
say, I wonder where our taxpayer money goes, we don't read there. Well, you could find community there. This doesn't happen all the time. This
Okay.
is just an example of what we did for our summer reading last year.
Okay, so if people say they'd want to do this, how could you get something like that going again?
Letting us know that you would like to see it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
What about companies who are seeing this right now and going, I would like to do something, not, for free at the library. Can they reach out the same way?
Reach out to Toland at oshkoshlibrary.org. Now, Sweet Jules wasn't selling anything, so you can't come and say, I want you to buy all of my essential oils.
Yeah, yeah.
But maybe you know how to make soap and you want to share that. Maybe you know how to grout something and you want to bring that to it. So if you can show what you do and then get your name out that way, please give us a call.
So people in the community who have a skill or a talent that they would like to share with someone else, they can approach the library about setting something like that up.
Spark your story, Cheryl. You know, you want
Absolutely.
to start a new cottage industry, get your word out for free, and then you want to also have that experience.
Right.
Spark your new hobby.
Excellent.
Is that
Okay.
happening in the underneath, like where the children's, where
We
those
have
back rooms are?
such delightful areas in that library. So that program exactly that we just saw was in the lower level. It's called AB. But we also do a different type of community engagement every first Saturday of the month, and that's the Community Jam. And that was created there. Oshkosh is a musical town.
Yes.
And also, in my age group, there are many people who wanted to be rock stars when they were 20, and now their spouses don't want it in the house, and they're too busy with all of their kids
Yep.
to have that rock star dream. Wouldn't it be lovely to have a place that can recreate that culture of music in really low key? So we have that in the dome. That's the upstairs area on the second floor. Not on that main area, but when you go down the stairs into where the Waters building is. And it sounds so lovely in there. The acoustics are great in there. We have an accordion player that comes. We have a bass player. Some of the uke groups come. And we just hang out and jam for like an hour and a half.
Very
I
cool.
don't play anything, but I move the chords on the screen, and I get to sing off key real loud. So
There you
again,
go.
everybody has a space.
Something for everyone.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the other pictures now. Okay, here
That's
we
from
go.
the cake
Someone's
again.
baking cake. Okay. Next.
That
Okay.
is the community jam right there.
That's fantastic.
So the accordion player comes when he can. Those ladies further back, they have their ukuleles. They go to the coffee shop for their ukulele group, and then they also come here. We've gotten rid of the stands, so I hope that you think I can't come because of the stands. We now have a big screen TV where we show the ultimate guitar chords.
All right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's a guitarist.
Yes.
Oh, we moved ahead too quickly. There's a guitarist there. So is the jam always 4 people, or can it be more, or is it
We
less?
have
or?
had 13 at one time.
Wow.
Wow.
We did last week, or the last time we did it, we did a whole bunch of the band. We did Up on Cripple Creek. We did The Wait, if you know that song. Then we went into Woody Guthrie, and I think we did all 7 verses of This Land Is Your Land. I did not know there were that many verses, and it just kept going and going and going. And then we have a gentleman that goes to another community for a jam, and then he brings those songs back. So we did some Marty Robbins, we've done some Offspring. It's whatever people want. It's just a fun place just to hear music.
Okay, we can move on to the next one. Curtains Up on summer reading. I guess that's the summer reading
is
program.
Here.
Good segue. That's right where we start talking.
So
Exactly.
it runs from June 10th, so it just started a few days ago.
Yes.
And it goes until August 7th.
Yes.
All ages, free to join. What's involved in joining?
Enjoying reading, Cheryl, is the
Okay.
biggest part of joining. You can digitally be a part of the summer reading program, and that's where you would download the app Reader Zone. If you go to our website again, oshkoshpubliclibrary.org, you'll see the code that you need for Reader Zone to be able to download that onto your device. You can also go right into the library and pick up a playbill that looks like this, and inside you'll see the bingo get card game, or the game board. You can also go to our website and download the bingo. And all you have to do is get a bingo, across, down, or diagonally.
How do you get those bingos?
Each box has a different thing in it, so some of them are read for 20 minutes. But of the whole bingo board, I counted there were 4 of those.
Okay.
There's also create something and show it to us.
Yeah.
Go to a farmer's market. Come to the community jam. Come to any of the book discussions we have at the library. We have a teen, a preteen, a Not Your Classic book club, a band book club. We have a adult storybook book club. We have an adult anime book club, and that Power of Fun book club. Come to one
Wow.
book club, you got yourself an X. One of them is read outside for a little bit. You get yourself an X. So it's not just read and pick up the minutes.
Sure.
It's do some fun things, be in the community, and then you'll get prizes and free books for that.
Okay. Next photo, please. There's a lovely young lady reading.
She's also in the children's room. She's at the train table. Like I said before, the children's room is a great place if you have a family in town or your kids are under your feet the whole time and you want to get some things done. There are so many things that you can engage with in that children's room to give yourself a little bit of time if you need to get some work done.
Okay, next.
There's the conversation train.
Okay. Oh, cookies.
Hello.
I love those cookies.
They look
I'm not
delicious.
sure
I'd like
why-
to just pick a couple off the screen right now.
We sometimes have treats, guys. Come on down and pick up treats.
What are those for? You guys provide that?
I wish I knew. I'm not sure why we have that in there,
All right.
but we sometimes have cookies.
I think
All
the
right.
shorts are
Excellent.
The shorts are something. This is one of the, so we have DIY programs where you're actually actively doing something, but we also have a lot of presenters. So this might have been, we just had Matt Dimian do a Zoom call with readers in the Midwest area. So that could be everybody who likes Dungeon Crawler Carl, listening to him. It could also maybe be a program on first-time homebuyers. The informational educational programming we have often looks like that and in that room.
And I just
So,
want to interject for one
please.
moment here. We're taping this on the 18th of June, but just a couple of days ago, the library, in concert with one of our financial institutions here in the city, did a presentation on how to avoid scams and protect yourself against some of the scams, where all of the scams that are going on out there. I didn't go. I didn't even know about it until it was after it was already done. But
You need to get on our newsletter.
scams and frauds,
Cycling.
that is so important these days. And like technology, you can't keep up with all the scams and fraud that's out there.
And where
But-
is most of the fraud and scams? Online. So where do you
Right.
go to find out if something's true or not? Usually now, online.
Yeah.
So what a wonderful place to be able to talk to somebody
Yeah.
that doesn't have any skin in the game.
Right.
They just want to make sure that you are safe, confident, and positive practices. And then what's even better is you listen to that, you get those tips, and then you have that 2 or 3 minutes being able to say, this happened to me. Let me show you this. What do you think that is? And then you've created a connection with somebody in the community for the next time that happens. And that's why that building community and sparking your story is so important at the
Right.
library.
Okay, next. There we go.
There's that dungeon
Oh,
crawler,
yes.
Carl. He is off the charts now, this gentleman. You can get his books at the library or on Libby, our other platform to get audiobooks and ebooks. It is taking over the world, and we had a little pre-party for that. So sometimes when we make reading fun, so there was, maybe that's where those cookies came from. That actually makes sense because the paw print would have been the cat. And Carl, if you notice, he's in underpants. So
That's
if we
probably
went back to that cookie thing, I'd have a much better answer now.
Right. Okay, next. Oh, I guess we're done. That's all
Okay.
the pictures. I wasn't sure how many, yeah, clearly you didn't send them over, but someone did.
Yes.
And I couldn't remember how many were sent over. So those were great photos. Okay, so have we concluded the summer reading stuff? Or was there more that you wanted to talk about?
There's a couple more things.
Okay, go ahead.
Each time that you get a bingo, and you can get 12 bingos on a card. So that's 12 times that a reader gets a raffle ticket. And those raffle tickets go into the grand prize drawings. For kids, we have a puppet theater that you get to win for reading. For teens, we have a whole teen basket. It has a record store gift card. It has some other great stuff. It is the hot summer thing to be able to be the person going into high school. And for adults, it's a date night prize. We're taking you to the Grand and go get dinner at Gardenia's on us. And especially for adults, they forget that maybe you have a 2 and a 3-year-old and you're so busy reading for them that you don't sign up for yourself.
Right.
You're reading. So
Right.
if you gave your kid 20 minutes, give yourself 20 minutes too.
Sure.
That counts. So if you're already helping your child achieve summer reading, you're doing it yourself too, and you deserve a treat at
Sure.
the end of it.
So right now, of course, the Grand is undergoing like a 1.5 year long renovation. So instead of taking them to the Grand and then on to Gardenia's, what
They'll be
do
going
they
to
do?
UWO.
UWO.
Mhm,
Okay. All right. Where on campus?
To be determined.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very
Yes.
good. So how do folks sign up for the summer reading then?
They can just download the bingo card. They can come in and get the bingo card. They can go on Reader Zone online, and again, you go to our website and you'll find the code that you need to get into our summer reading program. And basically, you just get your first bingo you get, you take it in and you get that raffle. And then the more times you read, the more bingos you get. For kids, after they get 6 bingos, they are going to get a free train ride at that new Menominee train downtown.
Very good.
So that's
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, because I think I'm not sure, but I think it's $10 otherwise. So that's quite a deal. Now, we talked briefly about this earlier, but I want to go back to it because we really didn't cover it. You know, it's often said, and I think you said it earlier, that a strong library is the foundation of a strong community. Can you talk a little bit about that in depth and really how it benefits the community?
I believe that the library is the most democratic institution that the U.S. has ever created. The idea that anybody can walk in there and say, I want to know, and then to get that information. Before I lived in Oshkosh, I lived in St. Cloud, Minnesota, and they have the second highest number of Somali population outside of Mogadishu. They, as a community and as a culture, had never seen a public library. Everything that they read there, the government gave them.
Yeah.
So they did not know the resource they had coming into a new community. Where are the good banks? Where's the church? Where is the Hmong Community Center downtown? If you don't know the benefit of the library, you're missing out on the benefit of the community. Beyond that, I think it's one of the only third places left in the community that is free for everybody. If you take any sociology classes, you learn that we need 3 places in the world: a place that you live, a place you work, and a place that you just feel comfortable. And that is why Oshkosh and Wisconsin has such a big tavern community. It was the place where people went and they told stories, and you found out that your neighbor 2 doors down was sick, and then you had to put money in, you had to make them something for dinner. The more that people congregate at the library, and we have, like I said, so many spaces now for groups to get together and gather, and no one's going to ask you what you're talking about. They're not going to ask you to pay something for you to be there. And if you ask them the question, they're going to answer it, and you know that there's nothing in it for them. And that is a beautiful thing to have and to foster, because what that offers then is a place for discussion, a place for civic discourse, a place for people to have a leveling ground. And the more people use that, the better off the community is, because you have a more engaged community, you have a more educated community, and it's the right sort of education. Beyond that, especially in Winnebago and other counties, loneliness is a gigantic health factor.
Absolutely. The older you get, too.
And one of the great and bad things about the boom in technology that we've lived through is that you don't have to go to the library.
Right.
You could get into a computer cycle where you're just always hearing what you want to hear. And so you're not hearing something unbiased. You're not hearing the other side.
The echo chamber kind of.
Thank you for having the word that couldn't come to me.
Kind of, stops you from
And
growing.
so, of course you can sit at home and watch CNN and crochet, but we have a craft at night. So you can come and you can meet people. We have adult DIY, so again, maybe you do stuff at home, but it's to build that community. So many sociology studies show that the social fabric is one of the most important things in society, and the library is a great place for that. I know when I used to work on a desk all the time, you have your regulars. So how great is that if maybe Bob comes in every single Tuesday at 4, and after a while you don't see him, who else is going to find out what's going on with Bob?
Yeah.
Who notices that Bob is gone?
Right.
So to be a place where you are seen, you are known. If you come in, we probably know your name. We know your kids. It's that place where you can say, hey, how'd that go last week? How do you like that book? It's that personal connection that is also professional, but it's that fabric of community. So the stronger that fabric is, that's what that means. The stronger the whole community is, and also a library is only as good as what the community is interested in.
Right.
We could be the topmost library on UFOs, but is that really what Oshkosh is talking about right now? We need to make sure that we are responding to what Oshkosh is listening to. So that's where that community and institution relationship comes from.
Yeah.
And that's where my role came in, to bring it all back to that.
Benjamin Franklin had no idea when he started the first public library how things would explode and populate over the decades and centuries. You know, if he could come back today or just be looking at the library today, not just ours, but any library, I wonder what he'd be thinking about, what has become of a little simple idea that he created, and what a wonderful thing these libraries have turned into. I would love to hear his thoughts.
Planting
That's
that
fantastic.
seed.
Yeah.
Planting
Let's
that
get a
seed.
psychic in here, or
Yeah.
someone who can bring him back.
Just because this all sounds so great, and it is great, but I still go back to the idea of, what if you can't read very well? Where do you work with? I know we've got literacy programs for those who have come, to the States, but for those that maybe didn't get a great education as a child or had to leave school early, how can we help them not be scared of the library?
That's a wonderful question, Sarah, and thank you for that. Again, I think it goes back to a great community library has something in it for everyone. And so that's why you might not be a reader, and that's fine, but you might be a wonderful musician. We might have video games that you like. We might be able to notice your shyness and say, I hear that you're struggling with this. Here's an audiobook to listen to it while you're reading it. And if you did say, I'm looking for resources, we would be able to connect you with the Literacy Council. They have tutors for a wide variety of people. You don't have to be new to Oshkosh to use their services. You just need to want to up your verbal or written literacy.
And on that subject, for kids, Sandy, do you guys still offer the Read to a Dog program?
That will never go away.
Yay!
Isn't that lovely?
I know, it's
It's
great.
on
And it's
Mondays,
nice to
it's
always
on
have dog
Saturdays.
owners who are willing to make sure that their dog is well behaved and,
Trained
fully
and certified.
vetted and all that
Yeah.
stuff, but that they are willing to come in and let kids read to the dogs. Just briefly, because we're running out of time,
Sure.
just briefly tell us about that program.
It sounds like that you're both very sensitive to the idea that reading is like any skill. You're very aware of it if you don't have it, and think of that anxiety because you think
Everything
everybody
in life
else can do this. Why
connects
can't
around and revolves around reading.
And if
something.
you've had a negative experience in school, and the dogs are there to make it a pleasant experience. The kid is reading to the dog. The kid gets to feel the dog. The dog can feel their energy and kind of absorb it.
Right.
It lets children have that tactile security feeling. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, one of the sweetest things I've ever seen in my life is around Valentine's Day. Kids will bring Valentines for their dogs.
Oh, how nice.
And so it's just, then it's not a reading connection, it's a love connection that is happening with reading.
Yeah.
And one of the best ways to create any habit is to make it soft and squishy and lovely so you want to go back to it.
Well, and no judgment.
There you go. Dogs
Dog-
aren't going to
the
tell
cat
you that
doesn't
you
judge,
pronounced it wrong.
The fish doesn't judge. Yeah, sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get a little braver. And then you get a little bit braver. Right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's so thank you. I love that program. Thank you for bringing it up.
I love it too, but I'm a dog person.
Okay.
I love reading too, but I'm a dog person. So I love that program that is there to help kids read who are, like you said, a little bit shy, or maybe they're just uncomfortable. They're unsure about, their reading skill. And like you said, Sarah, the dog doesn't judge, and so they can read to the dog and touch the dog, and it covers. It helps in so many different ways because
Right.
the dog covers so many different areas
Right.
that people don't think about.
Well, and we're learning how, for some people, including myself, we connect better with animals maybe than humans.
It's like putting
At least some
broccoli and mac and
humans.
cheese. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
It's,
though
it's hiding the good stuff in the stuff that you want. It's the broccoli and the mac and cheese.
Yes,
that
exactly.
kids will eat that, but you're giving them the vegetables. We're giving you the reading,
That's right.
but you're seeing a dog. Yeah.
The library has also started something, offering something called job pods, and I don't know if that
It's a space.
coincides with the study rooms that you mentioned earlier. But tell us about job pods and what they are.
It is a collaboration between the workforce development
Okay.
and libraries. The idea came out of Brown County, and then it grew. The beautiful thing about living in the library world is when a good idea really hits, they share it. So
That's good.
this came from Brown County, and it is a space. So we do have study rooms. The study rooms are small. They're all up against the same wall. So you can hear a little bit in between. The job pod is there specifically for people who are looking for jobs. So all of the resources are in the computer that is in that room. Let's say that you actually got an interview and it's a Zoom interview, you can get that room and do your interview there. So it's outside of the bounds of time limits. We have workforce developments that meet us at the library, or people at the library, and they'll do everything for helping you set up your resume, creating a couple different resumes for different jobs, helping you through those online applications that if you are not very technically good, it's going to be hard. And all of that can happen in the job spot. It's a dedicated space for job seekers and associates.
And I may have missed this, but is there a computer in there?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I thought that you said that, but I wasn't entirely sure. Do they have to reserve those, or can they just come in and if one's available, they can just use it?
Yes, and both. If you go again to our website, oshkoshlibrary.org, you can go to services, and there are rooms there. And you will find the study rooms there. You'll find our big rooms, like that AB room that we were looking at, or the dome. And you'll also find the job pod there.
Okay.
So let's say that you are somebody that is very studious and you know that you want to be there in 2 weeks, make that reservation. You are somebody more like me who gets up at 9 and realizes at 11 their computer isn't working for their 11:30 interview. Go to the library and they'll find a spot for you.
Sure.
So sweet.
Yeah, the library has always offered a number of computers. Just, as I recall it, there was a bank of computers. I don't know if that is still the case or
Yes,
not.
it is.
Okay, and those are separate from the job pods.
Yes.
But you know, for people who don't have computers, they always say, "Well, I don't have a computer." Well, go to the library. It's free to use. You know, you can do everything there. Just don't. If you're doing online banking, don't do it there and leave your stuff, you know, so the next person can come and access it.
Well,
you know,
actually,
so-
because it's a city place, we have city IT standards. So even if you did, not that I think you should, but if you did go and check your bank account and then you noticed your pants were on fire and you had to run away, we would log you out. Every session is by library card number.
Okay.
And then once your time is up, your hour is up, it reboots and restarts.
Really
So
good. That is a
everything
fantastic idea.
is erased.
Excellent.
So you don't have to worry that the next person that uses Google is going to see that you ordered stuff from Amazon. They won't
Or
know.
when you go to the hotel and you forget to log out of Netflix.
They can't watch
Okay.
anything on your
Yeah,
shows.
it's all that
no.
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is nice. You know, I know a lot of people over the years who haven't had computers. I can think of a couple right offhand now as I sit here thinking about it who don't have computers. But, you know, and they're not elderly. They just don't want a computer in their home.
Yeah.
You know? Although the one has an iPad, you know, which I keep saying is a
They
little
do.
mini computer.
Yes.
But yeah, they just
Nomenclature is
They
confusing.
just don't
Right.
want a computer sitting there.
Yeah.
And maybe it's they don't want us, you know, taking up space. I don't know what it is.
And what
But-
I've learned with my experience working with people that are tech wary is that they don't know what they're going to get themselves into.
Yeah.
They might end up someplace and they've ended up buying a resort somewhere.
Yeah.
Actually, using the computers at the library is one of the safest and easiest things for you because we have those locks on there. Everything is very safe. You hear a lot if you are going to those fraud programs that if you have your Wi-Fi at a coffee shop, somebody can connect to your
Yes.
Wi-Fi and get your things. That can't happen at those computers because our job is to make sure it doesn't.
Well, and they're hardwired. There's no Wi-Fi connected
Right.
to those particular computers.
So
either.
it's actually one of the safer places to do some things
Right.
besides just at your home in your
And
secure place.
by the same token, if you want, if say you've got your own laptop but you want to quiet, you're having work done at your home or whatever, and it's too loud to think or to concentrate on what you're wanting to do or needing to do on the computer, you can take that laptop to the library and just plug in there and use the username and password to get onto the library system. And
I'll do you one better. Once we close, the Wi-Fi reaches the parking lot.
so you can sit out there.
You can sit in the parking lot
That's
and you
great.
can access our Wi-Fi, which is wonderful for people who are experiencing homelessness,
Yes.
for people who maybe they have one modem and 6 devices at home, so they can't get their work done. Again, they need a quiet place, but they work and they can't get there during regular business hours. It's still a service, and it's so much safer than going to like Burger King's parking lot and
Yeah.
using their Wi-Fi.
Absolutely. We are down to about 3 minutes, so
This
you
has
know,
been lovely. Thank you guys
It
so
has
much.
been.
You've been so informative.
So, you know, final thoughts here. I know one of the questions that I had, or someone gave it to me. What advice do you have to readers who have found themselves in a reading rut and they need to rediscover their love for reading and all the benefits that it offers? Can you do that in about 2 minutes?
I've been practicing because I knew you were going to ask that question.
All right. Oh, then
One
it
of the
came
best
from you
things to
guys,
think
yeah.
about, Cheryl, is that books are stories, and we are naturally drawn to stories. So maybe the idea of reading is I need 2 hours in my chair in that perfect environment. Maybe you're somebody who likes hiking. Throw an audiobook in and listen. So many Netflix shows now are based on books. Find the stories that you enjoy and connect that way. Books are always going to be there for you. Go back to read all of the Ramona Quimby books at 40 years old because you loved that
Okay, now
when you
I'm
were
lost.
younger.
I don't.
Judy
that name
Blume?
doesn't sound familiar to me.
Any Judy Blume books from long ago? She also like the Babysitter Club books.
Was it Dear God, I'm Here? Or what was the Ramona?
No,
help me. What was it? Oh,
Dear God, It's Me, Margaret.
Yes, thank you.
Judy Blume.
Now that one I heard of.
Judy Blume was one of the first and most beloved authors of the young kids chapter books. So Blubber, a whole bunch of them. Go back to the books that you liked when you were younger. They don't have to be 400-page things that are just heavy. Make it as fun as you possibly can, any way you can.
And you get that when you get to have kids sometimes.
There you go.
You get to reread these books and kind of giggle with them, and this is
Well,
Or
I
even
don't-
picture books have so many levels to read. As an adult, they're so much more charming than your kid.
I don't have kids, but my oldest nephew, when he was 3 years old, I took him to the library and got him his first library card. I don't know if he still has it because
bet
he's in
he
his
does.
30s now.
I bet he does.
But and I did that when the library was undergoing its big renovation, and the entire library was moved to empty warehousing on Marion Drive, off of Wisconsin Avenue. And that was a kick in and of itself. But I very clearly remember taking him there, and so I got him his first library card. I remember it. I don't know if he does. He probably does, though. He probably does.
This year, kids are going to have memories of seeing Wicked the movie. We're showing that this summer for free. Come
wow.
on down. We have the Jolly Jesters doing Shrek up in the Dome. That also counts as something on summer reading.
Okay.
So you walk through those doors, you're going to make a happy memory.
And you can find anything and everything at the public library. So thank you so much, Sandy, for being here.
so
It's always a
Thank
pleasure.
you for being such an
And,
ambassador to
you
the
know-
library and an ambassador for this community.
And we will have you
Information wouldn't
back.
get out.
It may not be in this format, but we will have you back.
It might not be when you ask for it, but I will be here.
Excellent, excellent. All right, Sandy Toland, Community Engagement Librarian at the Oshkosh Public Library. Thanks again so much.
Thank you.
Thanks to Sarah, my co-host, thanks to my crew, and also to you. Thank you very much for checking us out. We will see you next time. Until then, take care. Keep your eye on us. We've got our eye on Oshkosh.